Hey guys, I hope that I'm live right now. If you guys are able to hear me properly and there is no problem with my audio or the video, please put it down in the live chat so that I am able to identify the same. Hello everyone, if there is no problem with my audio or the video, please do let me know in the live chat so that I have some idea about whether everyone is able to uh, listen to me properly or not. No problem. Okay, great. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I hope that I was on time. I was just waiting for the right opportunity to go forward with it. Okay, amazing, guys. Amazing. Audible. Okay, great. So, actually, I'm not at my office right now. I'm out of station. So, I'm actually taking this up from the hotel room itself. So, if the light goes off or something like that, just don't panic about the same. Okay. Okay, great. We are able to hear you properly. Okay, that's amazing. That's amazing. Okay. Hello, everyone. Hello, hello. I will be letting you guys know about me as well as the program very soon. I'm just waiting for everyone to join so that no one gets left behind once we have started with the entire boot camp. Okay, so we'll just wait for 2 more minutes, guys, so that if anyone has not joined us as of this particular moment, we will just wait for them and then we will continue with the same. Okay. Okay, great, guys. Great. For those who haven't registered for the program itself, they can go to our website, okay, shapeai.tech and register from the same. There is no need to register as of this particular moment because the bootcamp has started. Just every single day we'll be giving you guys the attendance link, okay, and you just have to fill out the attendance link. That's it, okay, and nothing else. So do not worry about the same. Every single day you will be getting the attendance link in the video itself. You just have to fill that up. That's it and nothing else. Okay. So that will be the process of like attendance. You do not have to re-register yourself. If someone is coming for the first time, okay, you do not have to like do it once again. Okay. Do not worry about the same. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. Good evening. Where to give the attendance, I will be letting you guys know at the end of today's class, not right now. Okay. Good evening, everyone. Good evening. I'm just waiting for 2 more minutes so that everyone is able to join us and then we'll start with today's class. Okay. Yes, we have mandatory attendance. I'll be letting you guys know. Okay. Give me 2 more minutes so that everyone is able to join and then we'll start with today's class. Okay. The class will be 1 hour long. Okay, there will be no classes on 2 days. Total number of classes will be 7 days, so 7 hours in total. Okay, I will be letting you guys know about the entire thing, entire boot camp. I'm just waiting for everyone to join. As you are able to see, most of the students haven't joined us as of this particular moment. Okay, I will be going through anything. There are no prerequisites. I will be going through everything. You do not have to worry about the same. Okay, I'm just waiting for everyone to join so that I can start the class. Okay, so I'll just give a brief introduction about everything. Okay, so this is a 7 day long boot camp. There is no prerequisite during the entire boot camp. I'll be teaching you Python from scratch and then we will move on to machine learning. At the end, we will have one small project in machine learning as well. Okay, 7 days, 1 hour each day. Total number of classes will be 7. It can be like the entire bootcamp will be of 9 days, out of which you will get 2 days of holiday before the before entering into machine learning, so that you guys are able to revise everything. every single day you guys will be given attendance. You will have to fill out the attendance form. Where the attendance form will be made available, how the attendance form will be made available, will be told at the end of today's class. Okay, it will be told at the end of today's class. Okay, many students will be asking out questions again and again, so those who already know the answers, please like put it up in the live chat so that the other students are able to understand. Okay, there are no prerequisites. You don't have to download anything. Everything will happen in the browser itself. You just need to have like Google Chrome or something like that, and we'll be doing all our coding and everything right over there. Okay, you don't have to worry about anything. Okay, so that is one thing. Secondly, for certificate, so we have certificate via ShapeAI as well as Google developer groups. Okay, so these are the two certificates that we are giving out. So those students will be having 100% attendance. Those students will be given out the certificates by ShapeAI. And those students, so at the end of the bootcamp, we'll be doing a project as well. So we'll be doing the project live in the bootcamp itself, so you don't have to worry about the same. You will have to do the project after seeing the bootcamp yourself. You will be given a lot of time to complete the project as well. It will be very simple. Do not worry about the same. We'll be doing it live in the class, and the recordings will be made available to you for a very long period of time. Okay, so those students will be having attendance as well as the correct project submitted at the end of the bootcamp. So we'll be taking the project at the end of the bootcamp as well. Those students will be getting the certificate via Google developer groups as well. Okay, so if you have 100% attendance, then you get the certificate via ShapeAI. If you have 100% attendance as well as the correct project submitted, those students will be getting the certificates via Google developer groups as well. Okay, so that's good. Attendance link, again I'm saying, will be made available. How to give the attendance link, where will be the attendance link provided to you, how to fill up the attendance form, will be told to you at the end of today's class. Okay, at the end of today's class, I will be telling you. The certificates will be sent out to you after 1 or 2 weeks of the end of the bootcamp, because we need to process all the projects. How many projects have been submitted, have the project been submitted in a good quality or not. So all these things will be checked, and then after 1 or 2 weeks we'll be sending out these certificates. Okay, great. Okay, so let me I don't think so it should buffer. Okay, so next thing, my name is Shaurya Sinha, and for a very long period of time I have been a part of ShapeAI. So my qualification, so why I'm qualified to teach you guys or mentor you guys at the end of the day. So I have been part of various different MNCs and startups. I have been a data analyst at Reliance. I've been a data analyst at Jio. I'm currently a data engineer at. The attendance form will be made available, will be told at the end of today's class. Okay, so that was a quick introduction about me, so that you guys are able to understand who I am, and I've been a part of ShapeAI for like almost 6 to 7 months. So that's also something that I wanted you guys to know. Okay, so we'll start with Python. Again, just to clarify, there is no prerequisites for the entire program. You do not need to know anything from the start. I'll be taking up everything from scratch. Okay, we'll be starting off with Python, and then we'll be going off to the higher concepts later on. Okay, and so let's get started. So one thing that I need you guys to do is refresh this page. Okay, the current page that you are on, let me just open that up. So for example, you are on this particular page itself. Okay, so let me just open it up. So you are on this particular page. In the description, just refresh the page. Okay, just refresh the page right over here. Okay, refresh the page, go to the bottom. Okay, you want to go to the entire description of the video itself. Okay, refresh the page and go to the description of the video. Okay, and in the description of the video you will be able to see a link called as link to the notebook. For those students who are not able to see this, please refresh the page. Okay, for those students who are not able to see this, please refresh the page. Okay, after you have refreshed the page, in the description of the video itself you will be able to see a link to the notebook given right below. Okay, in the description of today's video itself, you just have to click on that particular link. Okay, link to the notebook, you just have to click on this particular link. It will take you up to this particular page on GitHub. Okay, so it will take you to this particular page on GitHub. This is what we are going to use, and this is something that you guys can use as your notes as well. It is extremely detailed, so at the end of the bootcamp as well, if you need to if you need to learn something or something like that, if you need to revise something, all the information has been provided in these notes as well. You can refer to them. Okay, once you have opened up this particular page, what I want you to do is you want to go to Google. Okay, what I want you to do is I want you to go to google.com. Okay, I want you guys to go to google.com and then search for COLAB collab. Okay, COLAB collab. I want you guys to search for collab. Okay, COLAB. If you guys are not able to see the screen, I have just zoomed in a bit. Okay, COLAB. I want you to search for the same. We are going to use Google Collaboratory, okay, for doing all of your coding. Okay, you can do it from your mobile phone, you can do it from your laptop, you can do it from your PC, anything that has an internet browser inside of it, you can directly do the same. Okay, so you want to search for Collab, COLAB. The first link, research.google.com collaboratory, you want to click on that. Okay, you want to click on that. Once you have clicked on the same, it may ask you to register yourself, so just use your Google ID and password to register for the same. Okay, and this particular page will open up for you. You do not have to do it alongside of me. You can come back to the video. This video will be made available on YouTube after the today's class is over, so you don't have to worry about the same. This type of page will open up for you. Once that has been opened up, there is like examples, recent, Google Drive and GitHub. I want you guys to select GitHub right over here. You have examples, recent, Google Drive, GitHub. I want you guys to select GitHub right over here. Once you have selected GitHub, what I want to do is, in the description, you had that link to the notebook. You clicked on that particular link to the notebook and it opened up this particular page on your browser. What I want you guys to do is you want to copy the URL. Okay, you want to copy the URL from the browser. Okay, the link that you had opened up. Okay, the GitHub link that you have opened up right over here. You want to copy the URL. Okay, you want to copy the URL. Okay, once you have copied the URL, I want you guys to go back to Collaboratory. You want to select GitHub right over here, examples, recent, Google Drive, GitHub. I want you guys to select GitHub and then paste the link that you have copied right over here. Enter a GitHub URL or search by organization or user. You want to paste the entire link right over here and then click on search. Okay, then you want to click on search. Once you have done that, Google Collaboratory will open up that particular notebook into a browser-based environment in which you can do your coding. The best thing about this is it is not using, so any code that you run on your laptop, okay, locally, it gets run on your CPU or your RAM is getting utilized. So each laptop or each mobile phone as well has its very own CPU, its very own RAM, and that gets utilized whenever you are doing any type of coding. Okay, and see, of course you can do that, but not everyone has access to like i5 or i7 or Ryzen 5, Ryzen 7 processors and like 12 GBs or 16 GBs of RAM. That is just not practical enough. So this is a way from Google. It's totally free. You do not have to pay for anything. This has been provided by Google so that people from all over the world can practice and learn about data science, okay, through this browser based environment in which you can code. So all the code that you want to run, okay, or any code in Python that you want to run, okay, you can just write down your code and then you can run it. But instead of utilizing your laptop CPU and RAM, it will be like using the servers at Google. So Google has a many number of servers, okay, billions of servers, like requests that they are getting, and these requests are being served by servers itself. Now having these many servers, most of them are idle, okay. So your requests, your code that you are trying to run right over here will be packaged and sent to the servers at Google. It will utilize the CPUs and the RAMs of the top tier, like Tiger Lake or like Ryzen 7 CPU, 32 gigs of RAM on the servers of Google itself. It will run your code right over there and then send just the result back to you. Okay, so every code that you want to do right over here, you are doing it on the browser itself. It is not utilizing your laptop CPU or RAM or your phone CPU and RAM. So it's extremely safe to run like high powered code as well. Now you need to understand, okay, that there are many different type of processors that are available at any point of time. So for examples, if you are doing gaming, okay, so gaming is a very graphic intensive job, okay, so you need a graphic card while you're gaming, okay. These graphic cards are like the RTX 3060, 3070, 3080, 3080 Ti or something like that. So there are various different graphic cards that are available in the market. Similarly for code as well, okay, there are various different code that are graphic intensive, especially your machine learning and deep learning algorithms, okay. Your deep learning algorithms are extremely graphic intensive, so they run faster on graphic cards. But again, graphic cards are extremely rare right now, as well as very costly. You cannot afford them directly, and many laptops do not come in with an inbuilt RTX 3060 or something like that. So Google also provides you with different choices of processors as well. You can choose a normal CPU, you can choose to run your code on a GPU, you can choose to run your code on a TPU as well. Now TPU is like the advanced version of a graphic card that is called as a tensor processing unit, that has been developed solely by Google itself. It is not available anywhere else, so Amazon won't be providing you with a TPU. Their version will be a little bit different, but Google provides you with that. So if you your code is running in like 6 hours on your CPU, it will run in 2 hours on your GPU, and it will run in like 1 hour 30 minutes on a TPU. Okay, so that is the difference between the various processors that are available with Google. Right now we are not doing anything graphic intensive. We are going to start with Python, so you don't have to worry about that. We are directly going to connect normally. So to connect your code environment to the servers at Google, what you want to do is you want to click on this particular connect button. Okay, the connect button that you are able to see right over here on your screen, you want to click on that. Once you have clicked on it, it will allocate you some resources from the Google server. It will connect you to those allocated resources, and it will initialize your instance, which will be running your code. Once it has been initialized, it will get connected, and now you can run your code on the servers of Google. Okay, so that is the entire gist of how you are going to do every single thing for the next 7 days. Okay, you will be utilizing Google Collab. It is an extremely well made environment for coding. You can even use Kaggle as well. Kaggle is also an excellent platform for data science. Okay, whether you want to be a data analyst, a data scientist, a data engineer, okay, it's an excellent platform. Of course you can utilize that, but this is something that is very close to my heart. Jupyter is something that is a toned down version of Google Colab that runs locally on your laptop. If you want to run the code locally on your laptop, yes, you can use Jupyter notebooks as well. Okay, so let's get started with Python. So any programming language, first of all, what is Python? Okay, Python is a programming language that was developed by Guido van Rossum. He was an excellent programmer. He had been a part of Microsoft, Google, and Dropbox as well. And he was a person who developed Python. Now, before Python, the programming languages that were there, they were very difficult to learn. The learning curve was extremely steep to learn any programming language. People were not able to understand the language itself. Now, Python changed the entire game. Python is as close to English as possible. Okay, when we will be starting off with the entire coding part, you will be able to understand that reading Python code is very similar to reading just English text. So that made people, even laymen, to be able to understand and utilize Python very efficiently. Due to that, many people started developing various different mechanisms, okay, and various different concepts, various different tools in Python itself, whether it be pandas, whether it be NumPy, whether it be matplotlib, sklearn for machine learning, TensorFlow for deep learning, and so on and so forth, that help people by making their life easier. Okay, so for example, before you had your mobile phones, okay, before you had mobile phones, you had to write a letter or fax your letter to someone, and it just took a lot of time. But everything, all the modernization that has happened brought you closer to your current scenario. You can just call anyone up, you can video chat with anyone at any point of time, and that is just like people kept on building upon technology. And similarly, programming is also a way in which, even though when we will be learning about Python or like some of the different functionalities of Python, you can build amazing stuff out of this. So for example, let us take Instagram. Okay, Instagram and YouTube, two of the biggest social media platforms that you are using as of this particular moment. The backend, okay, the entire server technology that is there in these two platforms is developed 100% in Python. Okay, there's a web framework called as Django, and the entire backend is built in Django itself, and Django is written in Python programming language. So web development, Python leads in various different industry. Then you are having, even ShapeAI uses Django in developing their applications as well. Next, you are having big data. So billions of data is based, like every single day millions and billions of people are actually using your Instagram, or they are using Google every single day. So all these requests need to be analyzed. Now this is called the field of big data. Okay, it's the big brother of data science. In that as well, Python is being used. Then you can go into, let's say, VR, AR, Python is being used. You want to go into data science, Python is being used. AI ML, Python is being used. So almost everywhere, wherever you go in the IT sector, you will have to learn Python. That is nowadays the basic norm. Like, people take it for granted. Okay, so no problem in that. So this was just a small introduction about Python. So let's get started with learning the language first of all. So any programming language that you start learning by doing just one thing in that. Like, for example, us Indians, so all the Indians in the live chat, they will be able to relate to this, that any new thing that you start at any point of time, you will have some like curd and sugar before starting that particular event, or you will have, when you buy something, you will break a coconut in front of it. So these are something that are auspicious. Similarly, for us software developers as well, print, okay, or printing hello world on the screen is the way in which we start learning any programming language. Okay, that is the first thing that you want to do when you are starting off with any programming language itself. So to print something to your screen using Python, okay, the command is print, then in parenthesis, okay, you are having your curly brackets. Okay, you are having your curly brackets. You want to write hello world in inverted commas. We'll be discussing everything when we are moving further in depth. This is something that we always do whenever we are starting off with a programming language. Okay, so please bear with me. So it's as simple as that. Print hello world. So what we are saying, okay, when you are saying this normally in English as well, what will you hear? That we want to print hello world. Okay, that, as simple as that. So to run a particular line of code in Google Collab, there are two ways to do that. Okay, the first one is you can click on this play button. Okay, this play button that you are able to see, you can click on that to run that particular cell itself. Okay, or the second way of running a particular cell block is to select that particular cell block. So right now I'm in this particular cell block itself, and then click on shift and then enter. Okay, you want to click on shift and then enter. So you want to keep on clicking shift and then enter. So the shift and enter, you want to press it simultaneously. So as you're able to see, as of this particular moment, you are having hello world on the screen. Okay, you are having hello world being printed on the screen. So we have covered the first step of learning this particular programming language. We printed hello world on our screen. Okay, so let's try to like move further in that. Okay, so okay, so you will be seeing the print function very frequently in Python programming language. It is used to see what is exactly happening in our code. Okay, so for example, let's try to understand this. If you had like 600 lines of code at any point of time, okay, 600 lines of code, and it is just filled up with code itself, and something went wrong. Okay, something went wrong in your entire code. How will you identify where, in which part of the code did it went wrong? Okay, so for example, you are having a road. Okay, you don't have to see the screen. I'm explaining it verbally. Okay, you don't have to say there's nothing written on the screen right now. Okay, listen to me. So there is a road. Okay, there's a road in the, or let's take up a manufacturing unit. Let's take up a manufacturing unit. You are having an entire unit. You are feeding in the raw materials from one end, and you are getting the finished product from the other end. Okay, now the finished product that you wanted is not working. There is something wrong with the product. How will you identify where the entire product, in which part of the manufacturing did the product went wrong? To do that, you will set up some checks. Okay, you will set up some checks. You will take out checkpoints through the entire manufacturing unit. You will set up some checkpoints. At each checkpoint, you will take out the product at that particular checkpoint itself. You will look into it that, okay, this thing is fine. Then like up till here, everything was fine. The next checkpoint, okay, this thing is also fine. Everything up till here is also fine. The next checkpoint, you are able to see that there is something wrong at that particular checkpoint itself. So you are able to figure out that on the third, just before the third like checkpoint, and after the second checkpoint, something went wrong, and then you will just look at that particular unit of manufacturing itself. Similarly, in code as well, you will get the entire code. You will put out some print statements throughout the entire code itself. Anywhere where the print statement is getting, you are getting something wrong, you will be looking at that particular portion of the code, okay, to figure out that, okay, something went wrong right over here. Okay, and that is the reason why you have print statements. Okay, so let us try to run the next lines of code. So we are having this particular code right over here. We are having 2 plus 7 and 2 into 7. Okay, there are two lines of code right over here. So let us remove the second line of code. We are having 2 plus 7. So we are running it. Okay, so we are getting 9 on our screen. We are not writing anything. We are not writing print. We are not writing anything. We are just putting 2 plus 7, and 9 is being thrown out on our screen. So what is happening is Python starts doing the entire, like going line by line. Okay, reading the code itself. So it reads 2 plus 7. It says, okay, 2 plus 7 is 9. I am intelligent. I know this. Now what to do with it? Okay, so the code has ended. There's no line after this. So I will just put it out on the screen. I don't know what to do with it. So I will just put it out on the screen. Okay, so you get 9 on the screen without writing print or anything. Now if I'm writing the next line of code as well, okay, if I'm writing the next line of code as well, so 2 plus 7 and 2 into 7. Okay, so can someone let me know 2 into 7 is? Everybody knows it. It's 14. Okay, so there will be no problem right over here. So but when I'm running this particular line of code, you will be able to see that I'm only getting 14 on my screen. So what is happening? So let us think from the Python's end. Okay, we are moving line by line. We read 2 plus 7. Okay, 2 plus 7 Python things. Okay, it's 9. What to do next? I don't know. Okay, like 2 plus 7 is 9. I don't know what to do with this 9. So we'll just move on to the next line of code. The next line of code is 2 into 7. Okay, 2 into 7 is 14. Python says, okay, this is the last line, so I will just put out the 14 on your screen. So the first 2 plus 7, that is 9, gets lost in the memory. In the memory itself, you are not getting it anywhere, you cannot access it anyhow. Okay, so that's why to get both 2 plus 7 as well as 2 into 7, you have to use the print statement, because print tells Python that okay, 2 plus 7 is 9. You have to print it. What to do with that 9? Python does not know what to do with that 9. You have to tell it that okay, Python, print it to the screen itself. 2 into 7. Okay, Python does not know what to do with it. Tell it. Okay, so see, one of the best things about programming in general is they do not have a brain of their own. They are not Terminator. They cannot identify what to do. They're just hard-coded machines. Okay, so you have to specify it to them what to do with that particular value. Okay, so right over here I have specified that print the value 2 plus 7, print it. 2 into 7, print it. So when I'm running this particular line of code, you will be able to see that both 9 and 14 are being printed on our screen. Okay, great. So next we will move on to variables. Okay, just give me a second. I will bring out my pad so that I'm able to help you guys to understand it. Give me a second, guys. Give me a second. Okay, guys, give me a second. I'm just coming back. I'll just bring back my pad so that I'm able to make you guys understand via examples about variables, so that you guys are able to understand it perfectly. Okay. Okay, so let's continue. I will just open up my pad so that you guys are able to see it properly. Now what we are going to do is we are going to understand variables in Python. Okay, so we are going to start with that. Let me just open up my screen. Okay, so first of all, what are variables? Okay, let's try to understand why do we require variables as of this particular moment. So for example, you are having a house. Okay, you have been placed. Okay, you are moving to Bangalore and you want to go into a house. You are renting a house right over here. Okay, now of course you have been placed as a software developer at the end of the day. So the rent is actually, let's say, $100. Okay, your rent is $100. You are having, so you go to gym as well. You are a health freak, so you want to go to gym. So your gym membership is like $10. You are having an 30% tax. Okay, your annual income, monthly income is, let's say, as a software developer, you will be earning a lot. So let's say $10,000. Okay, just for fun sake. Okay, so $10,000 is your monthly income in Bangalore. So what you do as a software developer, you don't want to handle your finances. You don't want to every single month sit and send $10 to the fitness regime. You don't want to send $100 to the landlady. So you write a code. Okay, you write a code of 10,000 lines. Okay, a code of 10,000 lines that does all your finances for you. Okay, so you have like various different calculations in it. So you are calculating your tax. So that is like $10,000 into 12 into 30 divided by 100, and then that is your tax that you have to pay. So your savings, okay, your savings is like $10,000 into 12, okay, minus your tax. So you are having your tax right over here, so you will have to recalculate your tax once again. So that will be like 10,000 into 12 into 30 divided by 100. Then you are having your fitness regime, so that is like minus 10 into 12, that is like $10 every single month. Then you are having your rent as well, so that will be minus 100 into 12 every single month, and so on and so forth. So you'll have to do a lot of different calculations at the end of the day to write your entire 10,000 lines of code. Now you have done it. Your code works absolutely fine, manages your entire portfolio, your entire finances for you. But your landlady has some other plans for you. Okay, your landlady is, for example, this is your landlady. Let's put up some glasses as well. She sees your code, and just for fun's sake, she says that, okay, so you have written your code, no problem in that. I'm increasing your rent to $150. Okay, I'm increasing your rent to $150. Okay, without that you will not be able to go further. Now your entire 10,000 lines of code is gone. It is wasted, because now you will have to go through the entire 10,000 lines of code to edit all the $100 that you have put up anywhere in the 10,000 lines of code and change it to 150. Now, if the taxes are reformed by the government, if the fitness regime increases or decreases their subscription, every single time you will have to go through the 10,000 lines of code, okay, to rewrite the 10,000 lines of code, to change the 10,000 lines of code to get your finances management system. And this is something that you never want to do. So what will be the ideal case? What should you do so that you don't have to do this again and again? This is where variables come into being. Okay, so instead of writing 10,000, I can write salary. Okay, I can write SAL. I can have a nickname for that, and I can assign 10,000 right over here. I can have a particular rent. I can have a word rent right over here. I can assign 100 right over here. Now every single place wherever we had salary or wherever we had rent, okay, we can directly change them to the word itself. Okay, so right over here it is the sal, right over here as well it is sal, right over here as well it's sal. Here we are having rent. Now if the landlady comes in and says that, okay, the rent has been increased to $150, so instead of going back through the entire 10,000 lines of code, you just have to visit these two lines of code, change rent to 150, and that's it. You don't have to look forward for the rest of the entire code. You just have to change one particular line of code and your entire program works absolutely fine. And that is your end goal. Okay, that is your end goal, to have the code as simple as possible. So this is where the variables come into being. Variables exist in every single programming language. Okay, variables are present in every single programming language and it will always be there. Okay, next let's try to understand like the concept of variables. So in Python you can declare any variable by just writing rent, okay, whatever you are having the variable name. So a variable has two different parts, okay, the variable name, and the second one is your value that is being contained inside that particular variable. What you can think of this as is a box. Okay, you can think of this as the box itself. Okay, and the box has a name called as rent. Okay, the box has a name called as rent and a value of 100 present inside that particular box. Okay, think of variables as this particular thing. It's a box. The name of the box is rent and you are having 100 present inside that particular box itself. Here rent is the variable name and 100 is the value present inside the variable name itself. Okay, so this is just a general explanation. I understand that most of you guys may be from a CS background, maybe not. So I want to be very specific from them so that anyone from any background who has no knowledge about these concepts can learn these concepts extremely easily. Okay, so moving further, so we have already done that. So right over here, as you are able to see, month is equals to 12. Okay, so we are having month as the variable name and 12 as the value that is present inside that particular variable name. Now when I'm writing print month, okay, when I'm writing print month, what will be the value that will be printed on our screen? Will it be month or will it be 12? Can someone let us know? Can someone let us know? Will we get month being printed on our screen or 12 being printed on our screen? Okay, that's amazing, guys. I'm able to see most of you are able to identify that 12 will be printed on our screen. Why will that be the case? Because here month is a variable name. Month is just the box. Okay, what is present inside the box? The value that is present inside the box. The box is just a representation. Think of it as God. Okay, you go to a mandir or you go to some church or something like that, you have a statue in front of you. That is not exactly God. Okay, that is just a representation of God. You pray to that and maybe God hears your praises. So that's the same way in which the variables also work. Variable names are representation to the value that they contain. Okay, guys, great, amazing. Okay, so let's create a variable. So you can, like, we have some small assignments for you. You don't have to submit this anywhere. Okay, this is just for you guys if you want to practice it. Okay, whatever we are teaching, if you want to practice it on your own, we have small assignments in the middle. Please try to do that. It will, like, see, programming is something that only you can only get good at it if you are practicing it. If you're just learning Python, learning machine learning and not practicing it, like, just leave it. Okay, just leave it. There's no use of it. You can do something else. Okay, go and see Netflix. Okay, Money Heist has just come up and it's amazing. Okay, so you don't have to worry about the same. So let's move on to the next thing. Okay, so let's see, let's take up this particular example right over here. We are having a is equals to 3, b is equals to a, print b. So what will be printed at the end of this particular code? Can someone let me know? What will be printed at the end of this particular code? Can someone let me know? 3. Why 3 is being printed? Let us try to understand this. Okay, so let's try to understand this. We are having a is equals to 3. Okay, so let's make a box. Okay, we are having a box a with a value 3 inside of it. Please listen to this very carefully. This is something that like in interviews or something, if you are familiar with this particular concept, you will be able to answer some questions as well. Okay, so we have a box, we have 3 inside of it. Okay, then we are having another box. So we are having a is equals to 3. The next line says b is equals to a. So what is happening when we are writing b is equals to a? Is a box being created that has the name b. Inside of it is the box a. Is that what is happening? No, this is not how the memory management in Python actually works. When you are writing b is equals to a, another box is being made. Another box named b is being made, and what is happening is the value that is present inside a is being taken out. So this value is being taken out. So this is like 3 right over here. A mirror, like clone of that particular value is being created. It's not the same value, like it's not the same memory space. A clone of that particular value is being created. Okay, so for example, this is located in memory at location Delhi. Okay, in memory it is located at Delhi. Then this value, the cloned value, is present in Mumbai. So these are not referring. So there is a Shaurya in Delhi and a Shaurya in Mumbai. Both of them have the same name. Both of them have the same characteristics, but the location is different. So these are two different people itself. Okay, so you are having this cloned of value, and that value is being put up inside of B. Okay, that value is being put up inside of B. So what actually happens is you are having two different boxes. You are having a box A right now that contains the value 3, and then you are having a different box B. Okay, you are having a different box B that contains a different value. Okay, the value is same, but the addresses are different. Okay, so you are having an address of A has an add 3, and B also has a 3, but those 3 are not the same. Okay, and so that is one of the things. So what will happen if I'm writing? Okay, so this is something that you guys need to understand. After doing A is equals to 3, B is equals to A, I'm doing B is equals to B plus 2. Okay, I'm doing b is equals to b plus 2, and I'm asking you print a, print b. Okay, what will be the values of a and b after these lines are being run? Okay, if I'm having a is equals to 3, b is equals to a, what will be the answer? B is equals to b plus 2. What will be the answer for a and b? Please write it absolutely clearly. First the value of a and then the value of b on the live chat, guys. Okay. Okay. So some of you have written it correctly. Most of you have written it correctly. Some of you have written it wrong. Okay, no problem in that. I will try to like make you guys understand this easily. Okay, do not worry about the same. So as you remember, we discussed that this 3 and this 3 is different. So when I'm running this particular line of code, okay, b is equals to b plus 2. So what is happening is I'm taking out the value present inside of b. Okay, this value does not come out. Only the value that is present inside of b comes out. I'm adding 2 to it. Okay, I'm adding 2 to it. So the value is 5 right over here. The value of a is still 3. I'm not touching 3. 3 is present in Mumbai. I'm just asking the 3 present in Delhi. Okay, that to come out. Add 2 to it and then put this 5 back inside b. Okay, so we will retain this out and then 5 will come back inside of b. So at the end of the entire thing, a still has 3 inside of it, but b has 5. So the value of a will be 3, whereas the value of b will be 5. Okay, so both of them look very similar. Sorry for my handwriting. Okay, so 3 and 5 will be your answer. Okay, I hope that you guys are able to understand this. Please let me know in the live chat. Please let me know in the live chat if you guys are able to understand up till this particular point of time. I'm trying to keep it as simple as possible so that you guys not fear that, okay, this is so tough, I'm not able to understand anything. Okay. Great, amazing guys, amazing. So next what we are going to see is, for example, print x. I haven't written what x is. I haven't written something like x is equals to something. I haven't written that. I'm just directly using x. Okay, so what will happen when I'm doing something like this? We'll get an error because Python does not know what this x is. Okay, if I don't know who Priyanshu is, then why would I like call him up? Okay, there's no point in that. I don't know who he is. So print x. So when I'm running this particular line of code, you will get an error being printed on your screen. That is name error, name x is not defined. That is, Python is saying that you haven't told me who x is. So please tell me about it and then we will move on to the next thing. Okay, so next what we are going to see is a multiple assignment operator in Python. So one of the major like benefits of using Python is it will always try to like pull down. Okay, it will always try to make things much more easier for you. It will bring code like in a shorter package itself. So writing 50 lines, you can write the same code in like 6 lines in Python. So this is something that is of extreme importance, and this can only be done if you actually know. Okay, if you actually know what to do in Python itself. Okay, so just a second guys, just a second. I'll just switch off the mobile phone. Okay, so multiple assignment operator is a particular assignment operator that is present in Python, in which you can assign multiple variables to multiple values at the same point of time. Up till this particular point of time, what we were doing is we were having like two different things. We will having like, for example, rent is equals to 100 or month is equals to 12. So we're having the same thing. Okay, we are having one variable and one value. But what if I am having like 6 variables and 6 values that I want to assign at the same point of time? So for that, Python has like this multiple assignment operator. So for example, let's take up this particular small code. Okay, you're having height is equals to 3, length is equals to 6, width is equals to 2, and you're calculating volume as height into length into width. Okay, so you're having volume is equals to height into length into width, that is 3 into 6 into 2, that is 36. Okay, so when I'm printing this out on the screen, you are able to see that 36 is being printed on our screen as of this particular time. Okay, but instead of writing this entire thing in 3 different lines, that okay, height is equals to 3 or length is equals to 6 or width is equals to 2, you can use the multiple assignment operator to write it in just a single line itself. And this is how you are going to write, okay? Height comma length comma width is equals to 3 comma 6 comma 2, okay? Height comma length comma width is equals to 3 comma 6 comma 2, and then you can directly calculate volume from the same and then print volume as well. Okay, so this is how Python shortens the code. So initially the entire code was like 5 lines of code. Now the code is 3 lines. Okay, so and this is just an example, a simple example, just to make you guys understand that one of the major purposes of using Python as the choice of programming language is its ease of use, and the second is the like complexity of writing the code is decreased. Okay, the number of lines of code is decreased while using Python properly. If you know how to use Python properly, if you don't know how to write the code, then of course you will be going with height is equals to this, width is equals to this, length is equals to this, and that is just not the right way to do it. Okay, so height comma length comma width is equals to 3 comma 6 comma 2. So height will be 3. Okay, the first variable will be assigned like the first value will be assigned to the first variable. Okay, the second value will be assigned, that is 6, will be assigned to the second variable, that is length, and the third value, that is 2, will be assigned to the third variable, that is width. So now I'm running this particular line of code, you will be able to see the same answer on our screen, that is 36. Okay, so that's great. Next, we are going to look at some of the variable naming conventions in Python. So of course, whenever you are having like variable, so you are putting up a variable name, for example rent, you are putting up month. Okay, these are variable names. So there are some conventions that you need to follow in every programming language, okay, on how to name your variable itself. Okay, these are some conventions that if you are doing it wrong, if you're not following these conventions, then you will get errors, okay, when you are running your code. Okay, so you need to remember this. Initially, like you can come back to these notes and look at these rules while naming the variable if you don't know them, but later on you will just get habituated on how to name a variable, so you don't have to worry about the same. Okay, so here are some of the rules we need to follow while naming a Python variable. The first rule that you need to remember always, that you can only start, okay, a variable name with an alphabet or an underscore, the first letter of the variable name. Okay, so you are having rent, and this is your variable name. The first letter of the variable name can only be an alphabet. It can be small a to z, capital A to z, or an underscore. Okay, not a hyphen, an underscore. That's it. The first letter can be small a to z, capital A to z, and an underscore. The rest of the variable name, okay, the rest of the variable name can be small a to z, capital A to z, 0 to 9, okay, and underscore. Please remember this, the first letter cannot be a number, whereas the rest of the variable name can contain numbers inside of them. You cannot contain any special characters like ampersand or at a rate or hash or cataract or some tilde or something like that. You cannot have special characters anywhere inside the entire variable name except the underscore. So please remember that. Okay, please like remember this. Okay, so the third thing is we have already done almost most of the things. Variable names are case sensitive. Okay, variable names are case sensitive. So what do you mean by case sensitive at the end of the day? Okay, so for example, str, okay, and str are two different variable names according to Python. Okay, are two different variable names according to Python. Please remember this, guys. Okay, capital str and small str, or like s capital T small r, will also be a different variable name, and so on and so forth. So this is called as case sensitive. Python is a case sensitive language. It will treat all these variable names as different variable names itself. Okay. There are some reserved keywords in Python as well. For example, print. Okay, We have print in Python. You cannot use print as a variable name because it has special meaning in Python. There are a few reserved keywords. When you will be moving further with Python, when you will be exploring the language, you will be able to know more and more number of keywords that are present in Python, so you don't have to worry about that. Okay, so let us look at some of the allowed variable names. Okay, so X, okay, that's an allowed variable name. Y is an allowed variable name. Okay, my Python is an allowed variable name. Okay, so as you are able to see, my Python, okay, this is getting, so my Python is an allowed variable name. My underscore Python is an allowed variable name. Underscore my underscore Python is an allowed variable name because we are starting off with an underscore, and so on and so forth. You can go further with some of the more like examples that we have given right over here. Some of the variable names that are not allowed. Okay, so for example 7, so we are starting off with a number. Okay, so we cannot use this particular variable name. Hyphen, we cannot start. Okay, we cannot even contain special characters inside anywhere inside the variable name. @ cannot contain special characters. Space, okay, so my space Python, that does not exist. Again, special characters cannot be there. For is a reserved keyword. As you are able to see, it has been highlighted by Python. So it is a reserved keyword. We cannot use for as a variable name. Okay. So now these were some of the like conventions, that some of the rules. Okay, these are not conventions, these are rules that are present while naming a particular variable. Okay, moving further, right now we have some conventions, some unsaid conventions that are practiced by Python developers whenever they are writing code. These are something that even though if you are not using it while writing the code, it will it will not give you an error. Your code will run absolutely fine. But anyone who is a little bit experienced in Python will be able to tell you that you are an absolute noob and you don't know Python well. Okay, so these are called as Pythonic way of writing a variable name. Okay, it is a Pythonic way. So right over here, in Python, we usually separate. We have everything in small characters, and all the words that you're writing, it is being separated by underscore. So for example, my underscore height, if I want to name a variable name as Shaurya Sinha, then I will have Shaurya written in all small, underscore Sinha written in all small. So that is how, that is called a snake case. Okay, this is called a snake case. This is how you will be writing. This is the Pythonic way of naming variables. Please remember that. Okay, non-Pythonic way of writing variables, so having a space in between, not allowed. It will give you an error. But if we remove this particular example, the rest of the two of the examples, so having everything in capital, this is a valid variable name. Okay, this is a valid variable name. It will work absolutely fine. But this is not the Pythonic way of writing a variable. And similarly, my lat, okay, you are having like M capital and L capital, but this is not the like Pythonic way of writing the variable name. If you're writing variable names like this, any experienced Python developer will be able to identify that you are like you don't have enough knowledge about Python, and your application for that company would be rejected automatically. Okay, so these type of things you have to keep in mind while writing code. Okay. Okay. So right over here, overwriting a variable name. Let's try to understand what it means. You're having rent is equals to 1,700. You are having, then I want to reassign. So my rent has been increased to, let's say, 2,000. So what I will be writing is, I will be writing rent is equals to 2,000 right now. Now when I'm printing rent, the original value has been forgotten. Now the value inside of rent is 2,000. Think of it as the box contained 1,700 initially. I took out the 1,700 out of it and I put back the 2,000 inside of it. Now when I'm using the box, what is the value that is present inside the box? It's 2,000. So when I'm printing it out, 2,000 will be printed out on our screen. This is called as overwriting the variable. Okay, that is a new variable is assigned over a previously like owned variable like value itself. The previous value is being forgotten and a new value has been put up on top of it. Okay. Okay, so Similarly, if I want to increase the rent, we have already seen that b is equals to b plus 2. So we increase the value of b by 2. We have already seen that. Similarly, we can increase the rent by 700 as well. So that will be rent is equals to rent plus 700. The value of rent now will be 2700. Okay, it will be 2700 as you are able to see on our screen as of this particular moment. Okay, great. Okay, so next, instead of writing this as rent is equal to rent plus 700, this is a very long format of writing the code. We can simplify it much more easily by writing just rent plus is equals to, this is, okay, plus this is the, okay, rent plus is equals to 700. This is the same thing. Okay, rent is equals to rent plus 700. Okay, and rent plus is equals to 700. Book works the exact same way. Okay, so if I'm running the code, you will be able to see we are getting the same answer, 2700. We can even do rent is equals to rent minus 700. If you wanted to write it like that, you can write rent minus is equals to 700. You want to do rent into 700, so rent is equals to rent multiplied by 700. If you want to do division, then that is rent is equals to rent divided by 700. You can just put it up to division as well. Okay, are you guys able to understand up till this particular point of time? Please do let me know, guys. Are you guys able to understand up till this particular point of time? Please do let me know, guys. Okay, so Sachin Lohar is asking, will we learn NumPy, Pandas, sklearn, Matplotlib, TensorFlow in this bootcamp? This is a 7-day bootcamp, not a 70-day bootcamp. Okay, we'll be learning Python, we'll be learning NumPy, we'll be learning Pandas, we'll be learning sklearn in this bootcamp. And sklearn is basically the library for machine learning. So we'll be doing that. Okay. Okay, great guys. Amazing, amazing. Okay. Okay. So we have reached data types right over here. I won't be like pressuring you to learn everything today itself. Try to like understand up till this particular point of time today. Okay, this is the first class. I wanted to be short so that you guys do not get burdened with the entire thing. Do not worry. Tomorrow we are going to complete Python. Okay, that is our aim. Tomorrow we'll be completing Python. It will take 1.5 hours. It will take some time, but we'll be completing Python tomorrow, so that from day after tomorrow we'll be starting with NumPy and Pandas. Okay, that will be our aim. Okay. Okay, as far as attendance goes, okay, so how the attendance will be given, where the attendance will be given, okay, that is what I'm going to tell you right now. Give me a second first. So I've closed my screen. I know it. I have done that. Okay, do not worry about that. Okay, I'm just going further to form the attendance link as of this particular moment. I know it has been stopped. Do not worry about the same. Okay, guys. Give me a second. I'm just arranging the attendance link. It will take 1 or 2 minutes. Please be patient, guys. Okay, give me a second, guys. I'm just arranging the links. Actually, it's not on my phone. It's somewhere else. I'm just like arranging it right now. Give me a second. Okay. Give me a second, guys. I'm getting the attendance link for you. It will take a minute. I've told my team to send it to me. Okay. Okay, so I'm one of the instructors at ShapeAI. Okay, there are like, we have a lot of boot camps taken up by various different people. For those who don't know me, I'm just repeating. I am Shaurya Sinha. I have been working as a data analyst in first Reliance, then Geo, and then currently as a data engineer in Fastnell. I have previously been a part of various different startups as a full stack web developer, as a software engineer as well. And I have been a part of ShapeAI as an instructor part-time for a very long period of time. Moving further, there are various different instructors at ShapeAI from Google, from Oracle, from Microsoft, from Amazon, from Atlassian. So you don't have to worry about the same. We have a lot many number of instructors who have cleared GSOC, and they come up to these boot camps to teach you guys. There is no cost associated with these boot camps. The only thing that we request from you guys is your support and your love. That's it. And that too, like, you can spread around the word for these boot camps, the upcoming boot camps as well. And more people will be able to join and come for these boot camps. That is the aim at the end of the day. Okay, so I'm showing the link to the thing. Okay, give me a second. I'm just like taking this up. Okay. I'm just opening it up, guys. Give me a second. Okay, so the link is currently on your screen. I'm just showing you guys off that. Okay, so this is the link for today's attendance. This link will not be shared anywhere in the live chat or in the description or on the WhatsApp groups. You will not get it anywhere else. So you will have to attend the classes regularly on a daily basis. Every single day the attendance link will change. You will have 12 hours, that is before the start of the next class. You have 12 hours to watch the entire video and fill up the attendance link itself. The link is something that I can show it every single day in different ways. Today I'm showing it like this, somewhere else I will show it in a very different way. So that will change depending on video to video. So today I'm showing it like this. You can take a screenshot and use Google Images or like Google Lens or something to open the link up. That is totally up to you. And yeah, so that is one of the things. Secondly, this link is available only for 12 hours. After that, the day's link will close. If you're not able to fill up the link during that particular period for that particular day, your attendance will be gone. Okay, so that is the process of filling up the attendance. So that is done. I'm just deleting that. Okay, so that would be it for today. Okay, you guys can go. Thank you so much for being a part of this bootcamp. We will meet tomorrow at the same time. Okay, I guess around 6:30, and just fill up the attendance form. Attendance link always works. Okay, I've already checked it. There's no problem with the attendance link. I can even show it to you guys. So I've just opened up the attendance form. As you are able to see, it works absolutely fine. There is no problem with the entire attendance link. So if it is not opening or there is some error, it's from your end. Check the spelling, it's case sensitive, please remember that. Okay, so thank you so much guys, have a good day ahead. Thank you guys, thank you.